Hello there, dear viewers. So during this video, we'll be setting up for the next animation, or, well, my little nightmare before Christmas, one could say.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and thank you for tuning into Moose Motion. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content, comment below what you think, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new, and be sure you have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new content. Anyway, thank you for your support, it's highly appreciated.
So we're going to start this video off by setting up my little stop motion studio, or the art department studio, I guess, because there's kind of several different areas to my house that are kind of dedicated to stop motion at this point. But this section's basically the art department where I spend most of my time, so we may as well set up the tree here and do a little stop motion animation for Christmas. Well, at least try to get one done before Christmas. I'm notoriously late on some of these things, and am bad for doing more work than I usually am willing to do, and this video is a good example because I didn't even want to do, well, Jack Skellington as much as I did. I wanted to work on him a bit, but we, well, went much further than expected. But honestly, was definitely worth the time because he looks pretty good and will make the overall animation a little bit better, even though, well, scheduling is generally behind as usual. I mean, a good example is I was setting up my tree 2 weeks before Christmas. I mean, it's a little late. I noticed a lot of people generally have them up in November, but I guess, well, I didn't really see a purpose. And then I was like, well, we'll just use it as a stop motion set. That way it can be, well, filmed and I can use it for multitasking purposes and I can justify actually having it. So, yeah, getting two things done at once, basically. Also, from time to time, you might see some of my, well, pets wandering around on screen. The pug is Foo. I don't think you see her too often during the time lapse. However, my new cat, Mr. Mittens, who is a polydactyl cat, who is a cat with thumbs, basically, has, well, this is his first Christmas and is quite curious about what was taking place here. So there was some de-decorating as well as decorating going on. And speaking of decorations, a vast majority of these little decorations on my Christmas tree in particular are actually hand wooden, well, little toys essentially, or little carvings that my grandpa made. And honestly, I kind of wonder where a lot of, my inspiration / toy making skills have come from, and I think a lot of that has to do with that guy, because I spent a lot of my, well, younger years in the toy shop with him building a lot of things, and, well, I must thank you, sir, for, well, the very well-decorated tree, as well as a lot of inspiration, so thanks, Grandpa. Now, at this point, we're pretty much done decorating the little tree here, as Mr. Mitz messes around with the curtains in the background there, if you're curious on seeing the cat. And, well, now we're going to be moving on to Jack Skellington now that the film set is essentially done, or / decorating, so yeah, multitasking, haha. Now, originally, all I was going to do with Jack here was going to give him a little Santa hat and a beard, but unfortunately, on further prognosis, I decided that that was too lazy, and we were going to basically do an entire new skeleton and make him a new suit. And if you'd like to see more on how to make a Jack Skellington, well, be sure to go check out the links in the post description below. There you will see, well, how to make a Jack Skellington, as well as some other videos that you might find interesting. As well as links to my social media platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, as well as, well, TikTok, which, I mean, I kind of, unfortunately, am not very active on, unfortunately, at this point, due to the fact that I've kind of got booted off, not well booted off, but logged off and can't seem to get back in there. So I've been doing YouTube Shorts as kind of a compromise. So a lot of you have come from the YouTube Shorts, so I definitely appreciate your, well, support. And this is probably why I'm, well, starting this entire nightmare before Christmas a little bit behind schedule. Will probably not be sleeping too much during this week. I will try to get a little bit during Monday while I'm doing this voiceover. So yeah, the rest of it is up for question. Anyway, apart from my really lackluster sleep schedule, now we're going to save a little bit of time here on the Jack Skellington project on the suit, because, well, we have multiple parts and I was feeling kind of lazy, like, well, I already have hands and these shoes made as well as heads, so I'm not going to do any more extra work than I really have to because, well, I've already signed up for making a giant red suit. So after covering everything in red, we're now basically going to add in some smaller details after sticking on, well, the reused parts, so to speak. Actually, I shouldn't say it's lazy to reuse those parts. It's productively lazy to reuse those parts. So now we're going to use a little, well, piece of plasticine to make a little black belt with a piece of aluminum armature wire as, well, the belt buckle. Now we're going to do the same trick for, well, the rest of the Jack Skellington suit, which is this weird aluminum foil trick. So if you'd like to learn more about that, well, you know where to go. Check out the link in the post description below, and you will see, well, definitely a lot more facts on Jack Skellington and stuff like that, because generally I do a lot more factual things during these tutorials and stuff like that as of lately. But, well, during this one, I honestly don't really have a whole lot of facts to share about Jack Skellington, because I kind of went to town on that last one. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about this character, be sure to go check out that video for sure. Now, after crudely sticking the beard on this guy's face, we are going to move on to building a little Santa hat, which is fairly easy. Basically, all you need is a little, well, tube of plasticine, kind of shape it into a nice cone, twirl it around a little bit, add a little poof ball, and then add some decor around the edges, and then use some sticky tack on the inside to stick it to Jack's head. And now we're pretty much ready for the glamour shots at this point. So enjoy, and well, if you're new, be sure to subscribe because there's going to be a new animation coming soon. Also, quick shout out to Tiger HT for spotting Milton the Moose in the last how-to video. And well, be sure to keep your eyes peeled for him. Obviously, this section of the video doesn't count, and well, you better go back and spot him again if you want a shout out. Anyway, you made it this far in the video. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the content, comment below what you think, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new. Anyway, that's enough from me. Till next time, take it easy.